This is Henares making your day with part 4 of an article in Time magazine entitled China's New Silk Road. I continue to quote, "The marine road faces its own impediments. China's ports have excess capacity of 50 million containers in 2013, according to the think tank International Transport Forum, bigger than the combined volume handled by Japan, Russia, Taiwan, and South Korea. But the current surge of new port construction, combined with slowing Chinese exports, means excess capacity will likely double by 2030. Xi's personal patronage of Belt and Road means many questionable projects are getting the green light due to political expedience rather than economic need. A new railway through landlocked Laos, for one, is set to cost $7 billion, about half the country's gross domestic product. Some 70% is to be funded by the Chinese investment, with the rest paid for by the Laotian government, largely through loans provided by a consortium of Chinese state banks. The isolated nation of 7 million will never be a competitive manufacturing hub. According to Erica Downs, a China specialist at nonprofit research and analysis organization CNA, who spent 4 years researching the initiative, said, "If you can link whatever you are doing to Belt and Road, even if it is a tenuous connection, there's still a chance of securing financial support. State Chinese banks are obliged to support government initiatives with low-interest loans. Wary banks have started to refer to one belt, one trap," unquote. More about this after these messages. This is Henares making your day with part 4 of an article in Time magazine entitled China's New Silk Road. And I continue to quote, "When Xi first announced the initiative in Almaty in 2013, commodity prices were at historic highs. They have now fallen precipitously low. China is, of course, big enough to handle a few white elephants. Its meteoric rise over the last 3 decades was engineered on exactly this massive state-championed approach to financing, and it has the resources. Its GDP was $11.2 trillion last year, with growth at a slowing, though healthy, 6.7% per year, and a trade surplus of $48.5 billion in August 1917. In total, the Silk Road Fund, comprising injections, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, New Development Bank, China Development Bank, Export-Import Bank of China, and the nation's humanitarian aid coffers adds up to $269 billion. But the rest of the estimated $900 billion for the initiative must come via private Chinese banks and contributions by host countries. Beijing has enormous centralized power to get things done, including offering immediate incentives for business that embrace Belt and Road. Still, there is a danger that it has gone too far. Chinese are very possibly taking on commitments that will exceed its ability to fund in a period of dramatically showing growth, says Scott W. Harold, a Chinese expert of the Rand Corporation. Of course, It might not matter whether most projects offer substantial returns. Infrastructure is inherently a positive, regardless of whether it is financiers or handsomely recoup their investment. Roads, bridges, and tunnels link communities, boost commerce. The Asian Development Bank says Asia needs $26 trillion of infrastructure through 2030, or $1.7 billion per year. Try telling rural Indonesians that a new power plant which will let their children study into the night is a bad idea. Or tell the Sudanese farmers that the road or railway that will take their crops to market is an expensive folly. Many road and belt countries are so poor that even a tiny injection of capital can make a massive difference to livelihoods. More tomorrow, my dear friends. This is Larry Henares, making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.